Hello, it's Susanna here. Well, I've worked on my child's bedroom and I put down wallpaper and the flooring, and I've got little bits and pieces. Still need to work on it. Here I've done the stairs, you could probably just see that. I'll show you other bits and pieces, but today there's a little space right there that's going to be, I've got a little tiny 4-poster bed, and then I've got the bed in the parents' room as well, and there's a little cot. Still need to do, but I'm going to be do more, but I'm going to be working on the bed today. So both the beds, yeah, quite happy with how it's looking. She's got a little tea set and you know, the thing for the toys. I did have a little you know, here's a little friend, but I've got my little mouse coming, so I will introduce you to little Tilly. I did have this girl, but I'm not happy with her, so I'm going to she's just going to be a friend. It was a cat. I turned it into a mouse, but it looks like a cat mouse bear. So I've got another little guy coming. So without further ado, I am going to show you how I'm going to work on some of my little quilts and blankets and all that kind of stuff. So I'll just take you to the table. Really love how it worked. I had that beautiful paper from Stamperia at the back, and I wanted it to have a feature wall, but I wanted to have like you know, little critters and not be too girly, but still, you know, have the feminine part of it as well. And that was, see that frog there, that was at on the back side of that window. Still got to frame out the window, have some curtains, all that kind of stuff. So it's still working, but I thought I'm going to create some quilts. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, well, I'm back at my desk, and I don't know if you remember these little houses that little bed that I'd made. That was part of the original furniture that I got in the house, which obviously looked like a bed head. This held the hutch that's in the kitchen, and I covered it with paper to make a bed. I got foam core. Still got to make pillowcases. This was leftover from something that I made it into a mattress. So I've got foam core, which I used for underneath here, and just covered in calico just to make the mattress, because we want it nice and poofy. So what I've got, I originally had bought this for the doll, for the little girl, and this for the master bedroom, but these are quite big. Yeah, so I am going to probably go with that for the master bedroom. It's got blues and everything in there, so I'll try and get the blues and everything, and maybe try not to get that little that guy, but I probably will use that for some cushions. Whereas here, these are a little bit smaller. This is actually Liberty fabric, so I was wanting to maybe just do something really small and pretty for on the little girl's bed. So don't know how we're going to go. It does prove difficult because it's got the 4 posters, so we probably need something wider rather than longer, whereas this can be something that can drape over the bed. But I found this fabric, and it's got like a hint of blue on there. I moved these. I've got to make pillowcases and all that kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do with this, I am going to put that over the top here, and then I'm going to glue that down, so we've got ourselves a what do they call it, a valance. So I'll probably just, because it's got that edging, I'm going to utilise that edging, and we're just going to keep it straight. Oh, we'll cut a little more than we should. With my big, massive scissors, I've already made the this. I thought I just got the foam, and then I cut out a bit of cardboard, and then just folded the calico around the foam, because you're not going to really see the bed. So where are we? Got a bit of tape on here, which I could probably refold. May use that for more on here. Like, I will just put it there. Okay, so I've also got this wadding, which when I was doing my like, what is it, a project, I pulled apart, I think it might have been the, what do you call it, glue everywhere, mental blank. So it's wadding, so I'm going to use that as the batting in between the quilts, and I'm going to be hand quilting around these guys. But for now, I'm going to, do we fold this over? I think we do. I need a bit of cardboard because I've got glue that I'm going to do everywhere, so don't really want that colour. Here we go. Have that, because when we have white, it tends to get everywhere. So, okay, so I'm going to, the beauty of Doll's House is that you can glue, and it's just great. And, you know, you can get away with not having to do a great deal of sewing. So, this is the part that I was really looking forward to. I'll be hand sewing the quilt, so I'll probably switch off and show you that part now. So what I'll do is I'm just going to run some glue along here. Hopefully you can see that on camera. And this, I think, might be from an old pillowcase. So I'm using vintage fabrics as well. I might just do a bit at a time, because this is craft glue, it will get everywhere. So we'll just fold that down. Come around. We are going to be having sheets and everything in there too. What have I got? Something I can use to push it in. Oop. A knitting needle, a plastic knitting needle. I'm not really a knitter, so that works good for me. Okay, we're going to do a little more glue while I can. Lay it flat. So the adults' room will have a valance, but I don't know about the kiddies' room. We'll see how we go. And do I leave the mattress in there, or do I take it out? But I think I've already glued it down. Yes, I have. Been having fun watching these, the Best in Miniature shows, which Corinne introduced me to when I was over her place, and they're fascinating just to watch people's ideas, and I just love the way they made homemade stuff, which I think is amazing. Now this needs to be folded over. anything about craft glue. When it comes to making bedding and stuff, you really do need the craft glue rather than that Gorilla Glue. Great for wood. Craft glue is better for fabric, but you still get it everywhere because it sticks to your fingers. Need to get rid of that loose bits. Okay, sorry for the banging. Really should have done this before I put the mattress in, but that's okay. It's all going to be good. Hindsight's a beautiful thing. Okay. Do the corners. Doesn't matter if this gets glue on it. All good. Okay. So what I liked about the shows is they really encouraged you to make things yourself, and as much as, you know, getting on Temu, I've gotten quite a bit of furniture. I'm really glad that I made this bed, and that doll's house that came with the house, and you know, and it obviously had more posts and all that kind of stuff, but I've seen 4-poster beds like that, so I'm okay with that. Okay, while we got the glue out, push that down. Oh, it's looking cute. Push that down here too. Oh, see, it sticks to your fingers. Might get a little dollop of glue here just to make sure it stays down. Looks all right there. And there's glue here, so we'll put a bit of glue on there as well. There we go. Okay. Now, push that aside. Don't touch it. Let it dry. And we'll put that over there. This guy over here is just a piece of lace that I have wrapped around, and I might, sorry guys, cut this off because it just adds extra. So what we're going to do now, we want to, that's going to be the front, so we need to see how many times it wraps around. We'll go there, 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 no, a little bit more, a bit over that way. Okay, that, I just want it to dangle. Okay, so just going to put glue over and around. Probably under there too, I'd say. Get the old fingers and work quick. Okay, that's the front. We had to move it over to go around, not too much. We want to go around. I think I've done it too much. See, got to be careful. There we go. Just a tad over. There we go. Sorry, hope I'm in camera. That looks quite nice that way, but I wanted that little look like that. Okay, pull it tight. Push down. There we go. Well, that's the easiest part. I could almost even have it going so it's sitting there like that. We'll just let that dry. Now I've got this, which is pretty much similar, but I wanted something not as long. So where is my little bit? I've got this. Oh, here it is. What I'm going to do, I've got this. So I want to just glue it and stretch it along like this. I'm going to have to pull it tight so it sits on there like that. Oh, adorable. So, okay, make sure this is dry, so it will have quite a bit of glue along each edge. I'll have to take these gobbly bits and here. Okay, make sure you got the right way at the front. Okay, have that going like that at the back. Stretch it along so it's stretched. Going on like this. Might have to cut some of that. Oop. And make sure that the first part is really sticking on with that glue. And then when I stretch it along, make sure it's quite taut and straight. Okay, now I've got glue everywhere, but it's all good. Going there and here. Yep. This is at the back, so it's all good. Get rid of all the stringy bits. Okay, and just leave that to dry. Get rid of all the stringy bits. Isn't that adorable? I love it. My house has sort of got, I want that vintagey feel, but at the same token, you know, it's got some practical elements as well, like, you know, still has plumbing and whatnot. Move that, and I will let that dry. There we go. I'd probably like to add maybe a little bit more glue here, so that will sit properly without going everywhere. Okay. Get the finger, go over. There we go. And I didn't even have to cut that. That was like the perfect size for there. Okay, well, I'll just let these dry. So cute. A little girl's room. And I might, oopsie, I'm catching. I'll just let it dry and I will be back with the next step. Okay, I am back again. I'm going to be making, I've had to take that out. That's a little mattress that's, you know, from another mattress which I used. Now I'm going to make a little pillowcase, and I want to do sheeting as well. So what I'm going to do, what I might do is I'll show you on the little pillowcase. That's going to be stitched on there, and I'm just going to just tuck that in because it is sort of like a tuck-in bed, and the quilt will go over the top. So what I've got, I want a little bit of colour. I've found this old trim from somewhere. Where is it? Looks like cake decorating, but I thought, you know, it's got lace and all that kind of stuff, so we want to have a little bit of lace and stuff in there. I'm going to put a do a knot. This is thick. What's it called? Where is it? I think it's pearl cotton, but it's rather thick. So I wanted just a spot of colour. Now that's which is the front. Got to look at it. Yeah, that's the front. So I'm going to, hopefully it'll not enough so that it will come through. So we're going to go up and down. It's nice and thick. Actually, what I might do is I may get rid of that knot because I am going to be sewing this, so I need to sew over it. Just need a touch of pink. And I'll do the same on the sheet because we want matching bedding. Oop. Adding a touch of colour because there's heaps of colour in the quilt. We don't need a lot. Okay, come out, and then I'll just cut it because I'm going to stitch that on. So this is where I'm going to be hand stitching rather than, you know, gluing. Thought it'd be better to be good and do some stitching. So we're going to stitch this down just as a little side border. Doing stuff in miniature is quite tedious but fun at the same time. Okay. Sort of wanted, you know, fine linens. So we're just going to stitch this. Then I'm going to go on the machine and stitch around the outside. That's why I can cut that big knot off. Don't want it going up. Probably using a bit of glue, as in this glue, to hold it down may not be a bad idea. There we go, just a little bit, just so it doesn't move on me. There we go. So I'll do the same process for this on the sheet. And then we're going to be making a miniature quilt. I'll probably show you the little girls' room one, and I may come back doing the adults' room one another day. Just wanted to, you know, while I was there getting the bed ready, sort of get that one ready too, and it needed a mattress, so I probably could also see how it's got little dots there. What I might do, I'm just going to sew this so it's down, and then I might come back in with maybe a darker pink in a pearl cotton, but not a thick one, and do little French knots. I think I might go up here and just stitch it down in places, just a couple. Won't be able to see it. Oh, one thing about doing stuff in miniature, it gets done quick. So I'll do this same technique to the sheet, so that it's got a matching sheet and pillowcase. I don't need to do any extra sewing with the sheet, like as in sewing around it. So I will just probably glue that underneath. So what I'm going to do is come back and just finish it off, because I'm going to be stitching that, so you won't see it anyway. Okay, now, okay, we want a complementary pink. And it's going to match that, and I think that too dark. I've got to match this too. Get some of that. Be brave and go the darker one, or stick with the light. Hard to know. Yeah, it has got a darker bed, so I don't really need it too dark. Okay, having a darker pillowcase. Ah, look, what the heck, be bold. We want to see it. And I've only got 3 to do because, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's going to be sewn. So, do a little bit. I'll grab a bit because I need one for the other side, so. Oop. Now. Sort of want to come in underneath, but at the same token, it's probably not the best idea. Okay, I might have to come in from underneath. You won't see it because it's going to be closed. And if I do a French knot, I do have to go over. Okay. Go up. Do actually a colonial knot because it's a little bit bigger. Try not to go into the same spot or on that bit. Hold that. Bring it down. This is the bit where the slow stitches can enjoy this. It sort of looks a little bit like a cake, doesn't it? Okay, come up. So I'll repeat this process on here, and then I will come back and then I will cover the oh, it's cute. Yeah, I want it to be real cute and a little bit girly. I haven't gone over the top girly in the bedroom. It does have little flowers, but the background is not as girly. So we'll finish that off. Then I have got to That's going to be in there like that. So what I'm going to do, I will cut that off, but I will cut it off after. So there we go. Don't want this massive knot. And I'm going to go on the sewing machine. Oh, keep banging that stuff. And come in. I think it's a bit too long, so we are going to cut some off on the end, even with the summing. So I'm going to go sew, and then turn it inside out, and I will be back. And I'm going to repeat the process of this on the sheeting. So hang 10, I'll be back. Okay, back again. So I did similar to that. Now when you're doing it, you've got to remember the bed's going to be going that way. And now I zigzagged and did a straight stitch on the end of it because it's linen. So linen is a real pain. And I just did a little running stitch, and I found that this little bit was not enough. So I'm probably going to have to make them, like I'll probably have to double that up because it does push down quite a bit. So I've just got a little bit more foam and tucked it in, but I do love it. I think it's very cute. So what I am going to do now is I have got, this is the mattress. I'll put that there. Get a little bit of, I might just grab a little bit of that. Just don't want to get glue everywhere, so especially on this mat. Now, what I'm going to do, so it's going to be sitting there like that. So I'm going to fold that over. This is very bulky, this part here, and I'm going to cut some of it off because that it will get covered by this now. So this is what I did with the other mattress. Okay, do that along there. Now I'm going to just pull that up and really cover that in, because we want a tucked in bed. Ugh. Glue everywhere, got to be careful. I might take that off. Excuse any noise that's around the outside. Now I'm going to fold that over, but I will tuck in one side, and I'm going to leave the other side open so that, you know, anybody can get in the bed. So I'll have that like that. That's a good size. Yep. Just gonna glue it and fold it over. Ugh. Craft glue is great, but it's also very messy. Yep. Okay. So I will need to hold it and maybe even put a bit of glue just here to hold that bit down, because that's going underneath. It's sticky. some of my stitching is going underneath, but that's okay. It does dry fairly quickly, but it's sticky while I'm waiting. Come on. Sort of, I want this bottom corner tucked as well. Oh, see, it's sticking, fingers sticking. So I'm going to glue that. Oh, shocking. Just the corner. And that has now come undone, which is not good. Oh, seriously. Okay, fold that. Needs to be folded. There we go. And then just slightly tucked in the corner. Okay. So, rather than watching me, I'll just pause for a sec until it dries. Okay, unpaused. I broke my I broke this in order to push. Oh well, but that still will be okay. So what we have got is a little pillow and the sheet, which is rather pretty. That's going to be going here, and I think I would like it sitting up. Now I've got out some yo-yos. I don't know if they're going to work. I think they might be too big. I thought it'd be nice to have fill a yo-yo and have a round cushion. I got glue all over my fingers, but okay, for now we have got just the sheet and the bed and everything made at this point, and then we are going to get a quilt. I'm almost happy with it as is, like, you know, got the white linen and all that kind of stuff. So I will make the quilt, but I probably will drape it over the edge. Yeah, I want the dolly to be able to get in there, so that's why I've left that open. I just think it is really sweet. So at this point, I am going to do the same sort of thing with the queen size bed. I've got this. These are the really good things. I like things with a bit of an edge, so I'll use that on this guy. Move this stuff out the way and do some bedding, and then that's going to have this quilt. And because it's sort of hasn't got the 4-poster part, it'll, you know, that'll sit over there nicely. I may not do anything too frilly because it, you know, a boy's got to be in this bed too. So I might just do a running stitch. My room is primarily blue, so I might even do a blue. And I'm going to put some of this on some fabric, on my wadding. And I'll come back in another video with my quilts. With the wadding on it, and I'm just going to stitch in between like a real quilted little bed. So that's what's going to happen there. These probably will get something like this. So I was thinking these are the vintage ones, but the room's primarily blue, so it may get that one or that one, maybe that one. Yeah, so we'll probably use those. And if I do anything for her bed, I think I might make a little teddy or something to sit on the bed. We'll do a very small, give me a look, hang on a minute. I wonder if I can just cut some of this out off now, if I've got a bit of an idea of how I want to have it. perfect for this. Isn't it funny? I was going to use this for the adult room, and now it will be on the little girl's bed. Because it's Liberty, it's quite fine. I wonder if it will work. Just having a really fine, I think that's what I might do actually, not have so much the quilt, but just a little fine bed. What do you think? I probably could have undid that and put that underneath and have a real covered bed. I do like that pink, and this is really fine. Yeah, I think I might probably fold it in half and have that just sitting there like that. Have that tucked in. I'll have this little edge because it is a fray edge that can go with that. I think I'd prefer the pink though. There we go, that's better. Fold it in on itself and just have the little edge going. Yeah, I think that works. That's so cute. So that's what I will be doing in the next video, maybe doing a little bit more, and I've got to make myself some pillows. You know, parents' bed can have a little bit more kerfuffle to it. So, yeah. I'll probably show you the quilting part in the next video. Okay, guys. Well, yeah, I think I'm just going to make this really thin, and I think that works. So you probably will see that finished part. I might sew this together this way and sew it there and turn it inside out, and just have the little fray bit on the end. And just have a real flat one, whereas this will be more of a quilt. Okay, guys, well, thank you very much, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.